over the weekend, there was a Festival Latino at the Monarch Stadium.
Yeah, I saw that you had sent pictures. There was a lot of stuff going on. It looks like you witnessed a luchador match. Did you not?
Yes, and I think we actually went up there. I went Saturday to work. I went to work with AO. He was doing a live painting there. But like I said, I went that for Saturday, and then I was watching the luchadores, and I got really hooked to it. So I was glad I went Sunday. Sunday we watched the luchadores for a little while, a couple bands, but of course the main attraction was Los Lonely Boys. Are you familiar with Los Lonely Boys?
Not really.
Oh, right. Yeah, they're a nice band from back in the 90s, early 2000s. And they're still out. They're still doing their thing. But the luchadores, yeah, there was this clown that was just badass. Yeah, it was fun to watch.
You mean his whole like wrestling persona was a clown?
Yeah, he was a clown. He had on this T-shirt that made him look like he was ripped, right?
So he was really just living up to the part of being just childish and clowning.
Yeah, but he was good. I mean, he was flying off the top rope and doing all that. And then he wasn't the main event. There was 2 matches. But then after that, the second match that went on was crazy because they asked us to go around the ring.
They want to give it more of a live feel.
Yeah, and then these guys ended up out of the ring, and then they ended up going into the bleachers and going up the side, the steps. And,
so they're getting the fan
and
interaction
and then there was a stroller involved in it, and they threw one of the wrestlers on the stroller. And
was there a baby in the stroller?
Yeah, this guy actually started sucking his thumb, and then they started kicking on him.
Stupid.
I know, right? It was pretty funny, but it was part of the show. But let's get on with the show. I just thought I'd share that with you. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Big Modcast. Nephew, you're making a lot of noise over there. But yeah, let's welcome our guest. This guy's been a friend for a while. We got connected through basketball, I should say. I was watching him play, and I knew he coached. And I had a team. I had you guys, Marcos, Isai, you guys. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm getting too old for this. It's time to pass you guys down to the younger guy. Right? And, yeah, please welcome our guest, Mr. Mike Valdivia. So, Coach, if you don't mind, I'm going to call you Coach. You know, do you go by Mike or Michael?
Mike, Coach V.
Coach V? Yeah, how you been, bro?
I'm good. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Good spirits.
Good deal. Yeah. Was this place easy to find? I mean, you got here right on time.
Yeah.
You got the GPS.
Took a turn, and I was like, where the hell am I?
So
sending me to the chop shop.
So yeah, I know it's pretty crazy the way to get down here, especially at your first time.
Yeah.
Your first time being here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to come down here more often.
I mean, I've Argentine gym area.
Yeah, the
I used
Argentine.
to have relatives that lived across the street, so
Oh, really?
I'm familiar with that. But
Who were they?
Jessie Lopez, she's been long gone.
Oh, okay.
She lived right across from the community center, so since I was a kid, I would always be over there.
Really?
Yeah.
So the Argentine Community Center was pretty much new, right? When you
Yeah, I didn't go into it. I was just
just
mom wouldn't let me go into it, but I would just
because before that it was the parish house.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying because
I
I mean I don't think when I was a kid that's the place, that was the gym to go to here in Argentina. It's called the parish house. They actually used to do some boxing downstairs.
Oh yeah, I didn't step foot into it until I was 18.
Okay.
I started playing in there.
Okay, yeah, they're Argentina Community Center. Yeah, I can remember the day it opened up. It actually, oh, thank you. I think it actually opened up in, I want to say 1989. My senior year, I think is when they opened that gym.
You mean officially transitioned from the parish house into the Argentine?
The ACC, the Argentine Community Center. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it was 89 when they opened that up.
And then you never left for the next 15 years.
I know, right? That was just a spot to hang out, man.
Isn't that the first place that we started playing basketball?
Yeah.
Like on the 8-foot goals
Yeah.
before Turner?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we started there in Argentina and then changed it up a little bit, go down to Turner and play ball. Eventually, from there, where did we end up in? What was it?
Oaken.
Shawnee.
Oaken.
And yeah. Oaken
Oaken.
Fieldhouse and Shawnee. Uh-huh.
Big place.
Yeah.
Was that the Oaken Fieldhouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm a Missouri guy, so Sacred Heart was my spot.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of memories. A lot of memories there.
Place shaped me.
Yeah.
Definitely shaped me.
Do you recall how we met?
I was coaching, I believe, one of your players, Will Schneider, came to he started training with me.
Yeah.
Then he played with my 8th graders as 7th grader, I believe.
As a 7th grader, he's
And
played with
then
the 8th grade team.
he just started one by one pulling some of the guys.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, see, because I remember, I think the first time you and I talked, I want to say it was Omaha. I think you guys were in a tournament with the team you played with. And, of course, I went up there with the old guys.
Yeah.
We had
That was 2012.
yeah.
Dang.
That was my first tournament from coming back from California.
Oh, okay.
My first one back with my team. We actually won it that year. Actually won MVP that year.
That's it, yeah?
Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, and I remember watching you play, and you were balling, but they were roughing you up there. I don't know if the team was from Wichita or what it was, but, I mean, they were just throwing you around to the point, I remember that I even had to say something to the ref. I'm like, man, you guys are killing us, Kansas City, Missouri boys. Man, I mean, they were just throwing. I mean, there was no calls. I'm surprised. I don't know. I think you were probably even bleeding from your nose, and it was a crazy.
I'm so used to that style.
That style of ball?
I was known as a scorer, so
Yeah.
you couldn't stop me. You're gonna do whatever.
You whatever it
stop.
takes to try to stop
and
you.
it never worked. I got plenty of battle scars on me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Those are some good times. The good tournaments, and then watching you guys play.
Yeah.
What's any big plans for the summer?
Enjoying my time off.
you?
So I work at a school, so we just finished last week, so I have 8 weeks off.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Kind of just
Take it easy.
to an
You
extent.
no trips or anything like that. You planning?
I have basketball trips.
Okay.
So yeah, I still play.
Now good for you. What's the furthest you go out? What's the furthest you've been out to play?
California.
Really?
Dang, that's far.
Well, I mean, I lived out there for 3 years too. So
Uh-huh.
I went to school out there. So when I finished college, I came back and brought that style back to Kansas City.
Yeah.
So and it kind of,
What do you mean that style? That Californian style?
yeah, it's a lot of run and gun, up and down, really gritty, in your face, end to end. And when I brought it back,
They weren't ready for it over here, were they?
no, especially when I brought it to coaching.
Oh.
Once I knew the kids could pick it up, and I had a way of teaching where you could get it, and once they got it, like, people started seeing the improvements. So when I first came back, I didn't really want to do coaching. I just my coach's son at the time, he wanted me to train him,
Okay.
so I started training him, and he got really good. So people would just start asking, like, what the hell is going on with Matt? Like, he's getting, like,
Yeah.
where are you taking him? What's he doing? And he would tell people, like, dude, this dude's been training my kid. And
So we're talking Matt Garcia.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's my guy. And people that don't know, like, I've known him since he was 4.
Yeah.
So when I started playing, my coach would bring all of his boys to tournaments. So they literally watched me since I was young playing. And
so we're talking Coach,
Mike Garcia.
a.k.a. Linos.
Yeah. So Matt kind of gravitated towards me. So I would play, but I'd always notice him on the side. He would just imitate me all the time. Like, how'd you do this? What do you do that?
Yeah.
And I just had very creative moves, and he would just be on the side just
Yeah.
yeah. And I had a very good relationship with him and his brothers, and it was beyond basketball. So when I came back from California, it was a no-brainer. Like, Matt, you're going to be my first.
Yeah. Okay.
And boy,
Yeah, and you know, and I remember seeing that. I remember seeing him sitting there, even when you took these boys and you were coaching them.
yeah, because he's
And-
1 year older.
Yeah, and he would play with them.
Yeah.
I remember he would run with them, you know, and then hell, even before that, I think, you know, if if you were coaching these guys, he was on the other side shooting. Always,
yeah.
he was always in the gym as
Yeah.
well.
He was attached to me at the hip for a lot of his middle school and early high school years, and he's finished. He played at Penn Valley and finished there, and that kid blew up, man.
I haven't seen Madden. How did he get some height on him?
He's about solid 5'10",
Oh, okay.
but as soon as he crosses half court, he can hit him.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I remember seeing him play, and I didn't realize he was end up playing with you guys, the men's team.
Yeah, he started.
The youngest.
I think he played his first men's tournament when he was in 8th grade.
Really?
Like he had no choice. You would play, and he had no choice. He had to play against us, and I think he learned faster that way.
Yeah.
Compared to playing against
kids his age,
and then when he would go to kids his own age, he would kind of be bored.
Yeah.
Like I'm used to playing kids bigger, stronger, faster, and it's like.
So I mean, before we get more into the coaching, where did you grow up?
I grew up in West Plaza area, so like literally 3 blocks from State Line.
Okay.
Family's been there for years.
Yeah. Do you have any pets? Pets growing up?
I had 2 family dogs and
Did you?
a turtle.
2 family dogs and a turtle.
Yeah.
Do you remember their names?
First one was an all-black German Shepherd. She looked like a wolf. Her name was Mona. She passed away. We got an all-black pit bull. His name was Nino. Kindest dog you ever met. Looked like
Looked
he would
mean. Looked like he could.
Yeah. Mailman would knock on the door because we had a glass front door.
Yeah.
And you just see this dog. And if you saw him yawn in those jaws, you'd be like, whoa, I ain't going nowhere near this. But once you meet him, it's the kindest dog you ever met in your life. Kind of the grandkids, everything.
Yeah, it's kind of like our dog too. You know, we have a golden doodle. I mean, he's a poodle.
Yeah.
You know, but he's got a mean bark, vicious bark.
Yeah.
But once he gets to know you, then it's all good.
Yeah,
You know,
and-
he barks. People come to the door, barks like crazy. As soon as you walk in, just kind of smells you, and it's all good. It's
Yeah,
all good.
and-
You know, I like to tell people that's the way he likes to say hi to people.
Yeah.
And I always say that he just wants to say hi.
Yeah.
You know, but it's really, really loud.
Nino was the perfect family dog. He was my training partner often. I go on runs. If the weather was bad, I had weights at home, so I would lift. He would be on the treadmill. I trained him that.
You know what? I've always wanted to do that with Dallas. I've
You
never
just have
did.
to train them.
Yeah.
Just go slow, keep them on there. Once they figure it out,
And then as soon as you turn it on, they just jump on and they just
yeah,
go for the walk.
yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna start using the treadmill for Dallas.
That reason, instead of yourself, you're going to use it for the dog. Okay.
Well, apparently somebody was trying to take it from me on the way here. We were talking about
I don't know
that.
if you're not going to use it. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Growing up, did you have a skateboard? Did you have a bike? What was your?
So every kid had a bike. So
All right.
that was a must. That was like that was your car. That was your cell phone.
That was-
back in the day. Wherever the bikes were, that's
You remember?
the place to
Do
be.
you remember what type of bike it was?
I had a Huffy.
See,
You said that. Yeah.
So
Okay.
At that time, it was the first one. It had a radio that you could put on it. It came with it.
What?
What?
So how the bars curved in, the radio just attached to it and strapped, and you could turn it on. And
I don't even-
Perfect. It was way.
You were the
back
coolest kid on the block, weren't you?
Yeah.
then. And my brothers, they didn't have that. So
I don't think anybody did. That's the first time I've ever heard that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, same here, and I've been around for 52 years.
AM, FM, and
AM, FM radio.
yeah, just
I just had the Walkman, the big. They were yellow, and not a Walkman. It was the earphones. Had to pull up the antenna,
Oh my God.
and those are the ones that the people that used to skate would wear. I was on a bike wearing those.
if I wasn't riding my bike, I liked to rollerblade a lot.
Okay,
This-
yeah.
Granted, when I was a kid, this is when Mighty Ducks came out, so I was just like, man, where can you play hockey in Kansas City?
Are you serious? That was your
Yeah,
that was your
my
movie
thing.
back in
Yeah,
the day.
Yeah, that and Sandlot, like
Yeah.
baseball, and hockey. I didn't even play basketball then.
I know you were waiting for that basketball movie to come
No,
out. I was like,
it's-
where was that?
Um,
Air Bud?
No, Space Jam. That was
the closest. Yeah, that would've been
was
the
a good
closest.
One, but yeah, I didn't start playing basketball until
now what?
8th grade, 7th grade.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
just late
What
bloomer.
was your neighborhood like? I mean,
It
was
was
it pretty safe? I mean, you
Oh,
say
yeah,
kids
yeah,
were out.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody knew everybody, so back then most of us all went to Garden Angels Catholic school.
Oh,
so
okay.
every group had, so the older brothers, they were all in the class together. The younger brothers were all in the class together. So everybody knew everybody.
Everybody. Yeah, okay, that's
So-
cool. So you weren't too far, like you said,
No.
from Guardian Angels.
No.
Oh, okay.
I literally lived across the street.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah, I know exactly where that is now.
Yeah. So after school weekends.
What? Yeah. What was? So there's that Quick Trip there right now, right? What was there before that Quick Trip?
At Quick Trip.
Or was it another gas station? Or
So the spot was where Papa John's is behind it.
okay,
That used to be Handy Stop. So that used to be.
That was your guys'.
That was the go-to spot.
That was
Like, you walk there, you get your stuff.
right.
Walk out.
Was it a
You know,
like a grocery store?
It's like a Quick Trip, small poor man's Quick Trip.
Okay, Handy Stop.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You know what?
Anybody that lives in the area, they know.
Okay,
And
well,
and so a lot of memories there,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah. Good area.
Yeah, because I had the same thing. Every summer we would go to El Paso, Texas, and there was this, like you said, a little shop, mom and pop shop,
Yeah.
and they sold from stuff you need for your car to food and candies, and the guy that owned this little store, we used to call him Grandpa. Everybody called him Grandpa, and like I said, I would only see him during the summer because I'm out of school. We go to Texas. To this day, where I have to stop in there. I mean, of course, the guy's not around.
I was about to
but-
say he's still alive. I was
No,
like,
no,
damn.
no. But this little store's still there.
The
You know, and
nostalgia factor, man.
Right?
It just brings back memories.
yeah. See, and
Yeah.
that's good. That's good to do that kind of stuff. I mean, you guys need to do the same thing. You know, like I did with Franklin Center. That
I'm
was
not going to
my-
find some spot and just start calling some old guy grandpa.
Well, no,
gonna
I'm not
do
saying
that.
he would. Well,
No, but you
Yeah.
kind of want to share those childhood moments with the next
Right.
generation. Like, I don't have kids. I have 4 nephews and 3 nieces. So
Okay.
anytime I can share something with my childhood,
Yeah,
I
and-
always do.
and you know what? And that's good for you. You have to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I think you have to do that.
Well, I'd like to
That's-
think that our generation, our world is a lot bigger now than compared to when you guys were younger.
Yeah.
I mean, because you guys just had your bikes, and that's as far you guys went. I mean, now that we got most younger kids tend to have cars these days, so they tend to go a lot farther distances.
Well, this is before you're driving. You tend to value those simple things because now everybody's just glued to their cell phones.
Well, okay, well, even that part,
Right.
I grew up in the cell phone era, so I mean, even then, there was never like a spot that I could say, hey, me and the friends are gonna meet up at so and so. I never had that.
And I get that, but I see so many people just glued to their phones. And even as a coach, like
Yeah.
parents, they don't even know what their kids are doing because they're just on their phone the whole time.
So they'll be sitting at practice, and they're not watching; they're just on
Yeah,
their phones,
and-
and just like,
See, now I was getting ready to call Isai out too because I looked over and he was on his phone, and he put it down as soon as we started talking about this.
Checking emails.
Oh, okay, nephew.
Well, I mean, it has its place, but you don't want to be one of those people that just gets a slave to your phone. And
Right.
I always, whenever I get one of my nephews, like, hey, put it away.
Yeah.
You have a certain time. If you're with me on the weekend, 9 o'clock, turn your phone off or give it to me.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna have you just glued to that thing
Yeah.
all day.
just challenge them every time. Say, all right, first one, let's play a pickup game. First one at 10. If you
Oh,
beat me, you get your phone.
It won't
Yeah.
happen.
And
Then
that's,
he's never gonna get his phone. That's the whole point.
Beat me when he dies.
so like when we travel, it's cool to see. Nowadays, it's cool to see kids out playing at a playground, riding bikes. You know, because other times, heck, one time I remember driving around through my neighborhood in Shawnee, Kansas, and there was 3 kids on their bikes, but they were on their phones. They were at a standstill, sitting on their bikes, but the 3 of them, like a little triangle, just on their phones. I'm like, and who knows what they're doing? Maybe they were looking for Pokemon. Is that still around?
It is, but no one uses it
Oh.
anymore.
I remember when it became a big thing, though.
Yeah, like
You know?
during COVID, it was popular. But
Oh,
no.
is that during COVID?
Yeah, it was during
Yeah.
COVID.
So, I mean, do you go back to the old neighborhood? Take
Yeah,
a look there?
Still
Yeah.
live in the area.
So you're still there?
yeah, it's just
Still the same?
roots are your roots.
Any of the
I mean, it's
kids?
getting bigger.
Any of the kids that you grew up with? I mean, do you see
They all moved away.
moved out of the area?
Pretty much, most of the people I grew up with, they're all have kids themselves. So
Yeah.
kind of like, even my teammates on my travel team, I'm the last of the Mohicans, sort of. Like, everyone's
Uh,
married and has kids, or just has a family.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all tell you, hey, Mike, the rest of us got kids. We just can't drop everything to go play. Come on, give us some time.
No, I mean, I don't bother them like that. It's just,
So you say you went to so elementary school was Guardian Angels. What was
I went there 1st and 2nd grade.
okay, and then so
And
then
I
you
went to Bryant Elementary over in Brookside
okay.
from 3rd to 5th grade. And after that, it was a little journey.
I am.
So I went to Paul Robeson 6th grade year and transferred to Redemptorist, Our Lady of Angels.
Yeah.
That was 7th grade year. So I did half a year there. That time, my brothers weren't the best, so
Okay.
they got kicked out,
So you had to go with them.
being guilty by association.
Ah.
Yeah, and I never got in trouble. I didn't have bad grades. It was just they were my brothers, so boom. So I finished the rest of that year homeschool.
Okay.
8th grade year, I went to Paseo Middle, and that's where things kind of just changed.
Okay. And then high school, where'd you go?
High school, I went to Paseo High School from freshman to sophomore year. My junior year, I went to Shawnee Mission North for a year, and then senior
Did
year.
you know that?
I don't know if I know that or not.
No. Then senior year, I went back to Paseo and graduated there. Yeah,
Okay.
I was in North's senior yearbook. I was still in it.
Nice. I didn't.
I
know.
don't know if I knew that or not. We played a tournament together at North, and I don't know if you had mentioned anything or not that day. That is weird. I didn't know that. Do you know that?
Was it in the big gym?
Yeah, it was.
Fieldhouse.
What year would you have
Fieldhouse?
graduated?
2002.
Two.
Yeah, still in the yearbook.
Nice. That's pretty good. That's interesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
See, that's why I like doing this, is because we sometimes we find things out like this, like
Yeah.
about you. I didn't know that.
It was just
Yeah.
North was just different from what I was used to.
Right.
Awesome school, but just different. Paseo was an awesome school it's an art school.
What do you mean by art? Like literally?
You had to visual and performing arts. So
Oh.
you had to have majored in something to go to school there. So my 8th grade year,
Yeah, what were you? Were you an actor?
no, God no. So this is how I stumbled upon my artistic abilities. 8th grade year, I go into Paseo Middle, so they have options. So it's either take dance class or it's take visual arts.
Okay.
Oh, so
So
you
I'm
became
like-
a dancer.
No. So dance class, they're like, hey, you have to wear these leotards. I'm like, no, I'm not doing
yeah.
that. So I went to art.
Unless you wear your basketball shorts.
Over there?
Yeah. So I did drawing. So this is where it takes the interesting turn. So you do still life, so they put set up in the middle. Everyone sits in a circle, and you just draw it. You're doing that for a week. So the first week, you do a still life. I was a quiet kid. Didn't get any problems. I would never be late to class. Nothing. Always got good grades. My mom gets a phone call.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you need to come to school. We have to have a meeting about your son. I'm thinking, she's thinking it's one of my brothers. No, it's about me. And I'm just, what'd you do? I didn't do nothing. Like, what? It was with your art teacher. I was like, I don't know what I did. So she goes up into the art teacher's room. She's like, I want to talk to you about your son. And she's just like, well, what did he do? She's like, I want to move him to advanced art. I was just like, what? She's like, well, take a look at your still life. So you do your drawing, but they leave him there.
Yeah.
So she says, take a look at yours. And I'm looking at mine, and I'm just like,
What about it?
it
Yeah.
looks dumb. She's like, now I want you to take a walk with me around. We look at everybody's artwork. She comes back, she says, now take a look at yours again. And I look at him like, oh.
Do you remember what you drew? What was in the middle of the room that was being
It
drawn?
was like a cow skull and some flower set up, and yeah, it was just like a lot of things that happened in my life. It was like Forrest Gump. You just kind of stumble upon it
oh, I
without
see.
really. Yeah, and it was.
This hidden talent you didn't realize you
I
had.
did not realize I had it, and yeah, from there it just took off.
Do you still have this picture? Do you still have that drawing?
That one, no, that the school keeps those.
Really? Okay.
See?
Even when I went to the high school, they keep your portfolio. Unless you pay for it, then you can take.
Oh,
stuff
for real?
out. Yeah.
You got to pay for it. Oh, well, I guess it is an art school, so that kind of makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
Usually by the time you graduate, they'll give you a senior art show and you can sell your work.
Should have tried to sell it.
Well, I mean, I like doing it, but I got so burnt out. Like, when you go, the middle school and the high school are different. Like, the middle school preps you. Once you hit high school, it's
Yeah, totally different.
I had to do drawing, graphic design, photography, ceramics, just all kind of multimedia art. Like it was a brutal schedule, and you had to do homework for every single one of those classes. And art history, painting, it's just so you're doing outside of each of those classes, you're doing 1 to 2 hours of drawings on your own. And it's just by the time I graduated, I was
I hate drawing.
I mean, I was just burnt out.
Sure.
And my mom wanted me to be an architect, but
Really?
I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. So,
Yeah. But architect is a lot of math too, as well, right?
Yeah. But
Were you good math?
No. So you either
Okay, then
good at
that
history,
explains why you don't do
science
that
and
anymore.
math,
I can tell
or
you what the
history.
building will look like,
I was
but to
great
build
at
it,
history
no.
and English. So yeah, those are my subjects. But yeah,
Ooh.
once I graduated, I was like, yeah, I'm fried on the art.
Sweet, yeah. Because I was going to ask you what was your favorite class or subject?
Just drawing. Yeah, I always did the drawing. Out of everything, that was my favorite. Just
Yeah.
give me a pencil, and I had a very sketchy like style where
Yeah.
I could just flow. And
And so, what about now? When
I'll do
when
it.
was the last time you've actually done some artwork?
it comes at one. Now I'll do it once in a blue moon.
Do you?
When I lived in California, it would just come to me, and I would just draw it. I was big on portraits, so one day I drew one of my brothers, and I took a picture and sent it to my mom. She's like, "Oh my God, I have to have that." It's like, no, these are my personal sketch
Right.
photos. Like,
That's
I'm
why
not
I said.
trying to-
That's why I sent you a picture.
Yeah. So
You could have that one.
yeah, and then I came home for a winter break, and I sketched a picture of my nephew, and that's the one that everybody in my family wanted. Like,
Really?
I will pay you for that. I'm like, no,
You
it's just that this is all I do it for me. And
Now you could take it to Kinko's.
no, I
Kinko's still around?
I still.
I don't even know.
I don't think so.
Make copies of it.
And then it got to a point where I did a portrait of every one of my mom's sons, and then I did one of all of her grandkids, but I didn't do one of me. So
So have you ever done a self portrait of yourself?
yeah. So when I came back and I was going through some medical problems, yeah, she just like got to Mother's Day. I was just like, here, you can have them. She's like, I'm not accepting these until I have one of you,
Well,
because you have to complete.
right,
the
yeah,
set.
complete the set. Yeah.
It's like, okay, fine. Went up to my room, 45 minutes. I mean, I got it quick. And came back down and said, here you go. She's like, oh my God.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
talent, man.
But I mean, once it comes to me, I see it and
Yeah.
just go.
That is a very difficult trade. I definitely do not have that artistic ability. I can't.
Hey, you
draw.
sure don't.
I
You
can't
even
draw.
fucking draw a straight line.
I can't. I cannot draw.
Yeah,
Ileana
it's
is the artist.
yeah.
She
Yeah.
can draw.
Yeah.
She's a girl. She's a good.
Lots of repetition.
Nah, that's too much.
Speaking of Ileana, she wanted to be here. She wanted to be here, coaches. Well, Coach Mike is going to be there. And,
Yeah.
yeah, but no, that's pretty cool, man. That's something we didn't know about you. You know, you're an artiste. You still got it in you. Now you can go to fiestas and paint faces.
What do characters?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not much of a going out and being around a bunch of people. I'm very introverted, so unless you know me,
Right. Yeah.
you do not get to see that side of me. And
You know how easy it would be for you to do a sketch of
absolutely,
Isa.
absolutely.
Certainly.
Huh? Doing the pose, the hand on the chin.
Yeah, I still hear it from my mom.
You start with
should start doing
one
portraits
big
and
ass
sell 'em.
circle.
I know, right? So you take a bucket and then you just trace around the bucket. All right, there's his head.
Hey, it's all brain.
Oh, brain. Yeah. You can draw the brain on the outside. Yeah, you turn the paper over. Okay, this is what his brain looks like. Okay, you flip it right back. Yeah. Do you remember your first job? Let me guess. You were sketch art. You were sketching. You were
face.
face painting, like I said earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do a lot of odd jobs. My first job where somebody was like, "Hey, I want to hire you to pay me."
Like babysit.
No, it was actually at an antique mall. So I got into doing that. Too, my mom would always take me.
What do you do at an antique mall?
She was a seller, so I would help her haul her stuff.
Oh, okay, so yeah, you're the muscle.
Yeah, set stuff up. But at that time, growing up, I was fifth grade through middle school. My brothers would go visit our father, and I would chose to stay with my mom. And she always liked going to antique malls, so she would, hey, I'm not leaving you home by yourself, so you're coming with me. So I kind of developed the eye there, and it's a cool little thing, just junking and.
Right. So now you can drive by a garage sale and she's like, "Oh, I see something kind of nice."
Yeah, she's big on Fiesta wear, so I kind of got the eye for that, and I can eyeball vintage and different stuff. So
nice.
A lot of her more valuable pieces I found for her. So yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, did you have a favorite teacher? I mean, was there just that one teacher that
in school?
Yeah.
I mean, there's teachers that made impacts.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Which did you have a teacher that made impact?
I mean, there's teachers that I'd say kind of planted seeds, but I didn't really latch onto them.
Okay.
It wasn't till kind of college. So when I got back from California, I had again big medical issues. So. I had lots of time on my hands because I had to recover from some surgeries. So I did some classes at UMKC because I just needed to do something. So I did a history class. Former Kansas City Chief Dr. Pelham McDaniels. He taught history.
At UMKC?
Yeah. And man, it was just the way he taught it. And a lot of times in college, you bring your notepad, you take notes. Never did that because I could just sit there and I would watch and I could remember what he said. It's just the way he just breaks down history and how you learn it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And you say he was a Kansas City Chief?
Yeah, you can Google him. You see him back in the 90s when they had that defense. He was part of it. He passed away recently, but
oh, really? I didn't know
that man he kind of unlocked some some boxes. And I was like, wow. So
yeah, I remember that defense too. They had a pretty good defense. They just didn't have They didn't have the Mahomes to help them get to where they are.
I did one presentation in there about just being an athlete and flipping the switch. How you can go from being calm to being that menace.
Yeah. Wow.
I had a picture of him in his suit as a doctor, and it said, if you wanted to flip the switch. I had a picture of him as a Kansas City Chief, and he had this just look on him, like he was about to go murder somebody.
Man.
And he appreciated
Do
it.
you own anything from high school? I mean, do you still have something, class ring or a mug?
I have a class ring. I never wear it.
You have it put away in a safe somewhere?
Yeah, I never wear it.
So you haven't. When was the last time you seen it?
I mean, it's in I have a.
So you see it quite often?
Yeah, it's in the box. I mean, I don't take it out and look at it, but I know it's there.
Yeah.
Then again, in Mike's defense, it'd be kind of hard to keep memorabilia from all the different schools he went to.
Yeah, that's true, but
might be easier.
Why? Keep one shirt from each school?
Got more options.
No, I mean,
do you have any shirts from when you went to South still?
Yeah.
You do?
Fit me like this one.
Oh, that's sad.
I haven't grown.
I guess not. You've been like that since
8th grade.
is it all stretched out the neck?
That was a good one.
All right, thank you.
Mom.
Where's my little? I don't have it. Man, so I mean, I know you did so many different schools. So, sports-wise, in school, were you able to?
This is where the journey just down a rabbit hole. So go to Paseo my freshman year. Back then, baseball was my sport.
Really?
But once I hit 14, 8th grade year, it's just too damn hot.
Is that what?
Them pants. That's what got me when I was playing.
It was
them
brutal.
pants.
I was playing 3 and 4 games a day. Like it was.
It's a long day.
Yeah, and it was just at a point where I was like, man, I'm tired of this. And back then, I sucked at basketball. Like I really did.
What position did you play in baseball?
Center field, right field.
Okay, so you're not field.
Yeah.
You
Speed
quick,
Yeah,
fast.
Yeah. But yeah, I was terrible at basketball. I mean, I could athletically hang.
Yeah.
But skill-wise, I had nothing.
So kind of like
I was a
kinda
late bloomer. Then going into high school, my freshman year, so the story just takes that reality check.
Yeah.
Like it,
So, any other sports?
I played
Baseball, and you
flag
said
football.
you did some little bit of football.
Yeah. I did my
You
best.
didn't do any tennis or
We didn't have it.
no?
No.
What other sport? Rugby,
We didn't have that.
Soccer.
kickball.
Sale, we had boys basketball. They tried baseball. Yeah, they didn't have much sports. Track, cross country. I didn't want to
You
wear.
didn't- you
I
didn't
didn't want
do-
to wear the little shorts, so I didn't do.
Yeah, la
that.
chingada. So you didn't
And
want
I
to wear.
would've-
You didn't
I-
want to wear the pants because they were too hot. You didn't want to wear the shorts.
So that's how you ended up on basketball. You said, all right, baseball pants
No.
are too long, track shorts are too small, but basketball shorts, they're just right.
Basketball, like I was always outside. We had an awesome driveway. It was,
Okay.
It was long, and then in the back it was very wide and open, so it was like a half court almost. It was really big. Goal attached to the
garage? Nice.
I had enough room. Like I would always shoot there, but even growing up, I could enough space. Hey, I can do one-on-one hockey with my twin, just
There
up
you
and
go.
down.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You should have gotten into competitive rollerblading.
yeah?
but too back then, I didn't know about all of the sports avenues kids could take. Like,
Sure.
my parents
Right,
didn't know
yeah.
that. My parents didn't have a sports background, so they're like, "What the hell? You can do AAU and all this stuff." Like, I had no idea
Yeah,
it
see,
existed.
Yeah, I don't even know if AU existed back when I was.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I'm sure it did, but like you said, my parents didn't.
yeah. And I wasn't
Take us
around
out
the
there.
people that could put me.
Sure, into that position too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even in high school, which, yeah, I was always a late bloomer when it comes to that.
So that baseball thing was that like varsity baseball? I mean, were you on the varsity team?
I was in middle school. I stopped.
Oh, that was
eighth
in middle
grade.
school.
8th grade year, I stopped. I was like, man, it's too damn hot.
Oh, okay.
And I just
Nice.
started playing basketball. And
So what was your favorite sport to play then? It was baseball.
growing up, baseball. That
Baseball was your sport.
my first love.
First love. Yeah, I'd have to say I think mine was too. Mine was started playing baseball and then eventually got into the men's fast pitch softball, and basketball was just for fun. I mean, the basketball court we had there, and well, like you said, we had a goal on our we had a goal in our driveway. I mean, on our garage, and it was probably 9.5. It wasn't 10 foot. If it was 10 foot, it would have been literally on the roof.
Yeah.
So I was able to dunk it because I would run and use the
Garage? You kicked off
take
the
a
door.
step
Oh my
or two,
God.
and then dunk it. That was cool.
Yeah.
And then your garage stopped working at some point, and your dad
it-
got mad at you.
Exactly. The door ended up caving in. He couldn't get it open. I got in trouble. The
Those
goal
are the
came
days,
off.
man.
The goal came off. He says we need to put it on a pole, and he tried that, and that didn't last very long either. So.
Yeah.
So then, as I got older, I put it right back up on the garage, and that's
I can't believe you're kicking out the garage.
so that that's the way I used to do that.
We used to jump off the hood of my dad's Jeep and,
Oh, damn.
and hang on the rim. Or we have a trampoline. We would try and get it off of that. We were too short back then, but
Yeah.
yeah, eventually it was my freshman year, summer of my freshman year. I was able to.
You were
get
able
it.
to dunk.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the
Just
closest
getting higher and
I
higher. I was 5'8" then. I was 5'8".
Damn,
I made my
and you were
first dunk
dunking?
on 10 feet.
Dang.
Yeah.
You said, what, you're 5'8", aren't you?
5'9".
5'9".
and you still can't dunk
Yeah.
You know what? I don't need to hear this. I dunked a tennis ball.
Well, I mean,
You like the tennis ball, okay.
on a 9-foot goal. I
On a
remember.
10-foot. It was a 10 foot.
and that's when I got my family nickname. My older brother started calling me Bird, and
Oh yeah.
Bird?
yeah, because I had long legs.
'Cause you
I
flew?
and by the time I was going into senior year, like I could just jump out 2 hands. With
Jump
ease.
out the gym.
Yeah, and it just
I couldn't do it. I was too bottom heavy. Gravity was against me on this one. I couldn't get up there.
Yeah, that's
What kind of stuff were you doing to get your bunnies up?
As far as stuff, what do you mean?
Like calf raises,
Box jumps.
I
box
did
jump?
calf raises. I did lots of lunges.
You had one of your
squats.
other brothers over your shoulder. And you
No,
did some
my
lunges.
brothers, they were not into sports like I was.
No.
They played, but like, I don't, it sounds like an a-hole move to say, but I feel like I retired each of them.
Oh, damn.
Like,
No, that's not. No, that's perfect.
my oldest brother, he did football, but basketball wasn't his thing. He'd just mess around once in a while. Second oldest, he used to get me a lot. And then once I beat him, he was done. He
So
didn't
you
want- he didn't
retired
want-
him, like you
he was
said.
done. Now my twin, that was
So the
the
student
other,
has
that was
become
the
the
other
master.
thing. Him and I, like, he knew me. I
Yeah.
knew him. Nobody knew each other, and we would go at it. Like we play 1-on-1 to 100 all the time.
Dang.
And these games were physical. They were brutal.
You mean no
And he was talented at that between 8th grade to 7th grade to 8th grade
Yeah.
to our freshman year. Like, he had talent. Like,
Yeah.
he was good.
Good times.
Once freshman year hit, I beat him to an extent where I just never lost to him again.
Yeah.
And he had a temper. Like,
Oh.
like my mom, she would do dishes or in the kitchen. Like, there's you can see up the driveway, so you can see out the window. She's doing dishes. She knew, like, oh,
Oh, he's pissed.
she would see me running. She would see a ball fly, and she would see him chasing after me. Like, he hated losing. Like, I don't want to say sore loser, but yeah, he would want to fight.
No,
and it got to a point, like, we were just neck and neck. He might be a slightly better, but by freshman year,
You're able to.
I was able to just put it on him, and even then, but dude, they never worked on their game like I do. Like,
You say you guys were playing 1-on-1 to 100? Jesus.
It's a nice long game.
yeah.
Ever took a
We
break?
We had nothing better to do.
Well, what would the
hey,
score
we would
end up
have
being?
halftime. So the
Oh, yeah.
games, the quarters would be to 25. You get a water break. Halftime was 50 points. You get
So, okay, so-
10 minutes.
So whoever gets
First-
gets to 25 first, then we take the break.
Yeah.
And then-
then
That's
whoever
dope.
gets to 50 first, halftime.
Man, I don't think I've
Get
ever
10
done
minutes. I mean, we were creative with it.
Yeah.
We would have our own little 3-point contest, everything, and that's the cool part, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
A twin's
And-
like a built-in best friend.
that. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And that's, I mean, and of course, the memories are there.
oh yeah,
It's awesome.
It's and
Great
try
memories to have.
Pass those to my nephews, but they don't have that same creativity that we had growing up.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow. So, I mean, we started off the podcast. I mean, you saying you played you're still playing basketball for Coach Linos. The Valientes, right?
Yep.
Casey Valientes, yeah. And Linos has had this team for quite a while, right?
yeah, since 2000. I
Okay.
believe, or early than
So,
that.
kind of when he stopped playing, I would say.
No, he was playing when I first came on. He was still.
So he was
he
still
was the point guard.
Okay, of this team of the
Yeah.
Valientes.
So he
Okay.
noticed me my junior year of high school. I played in the winter men's league with them.
Okay.
I didn't play much then, but I was on his radar. Then when I graduated high school, they were shorthanded. He's like, "Hey, you want to go to Chicago with this?" I'm like, "Cool." He started seeing more glimpses. He's
Yeah.
like, this kid's got talent. And it wasn't till I went to a tournament with him in Omaha.
That might have been the time I seen you getting all beat up out there.
This was
that's okay.
way before. This is like 2002.
Okay.
He was like, "This kid can play. He's got talent." And he really took me under his wing. And, I could score the ball,
Yeah.
like, really good. The older guys on the team, they didn't like that. This young kid come and take my spot. They were real physical with me. I have scars from guys throwing me in the bleachers and just I go to
See,
the,
that's what I said.
I won't say the Jordan
saw
rules,
that.
but I would get to the paint and boom, I'm
Right.
getting knocked on my
You get your points at the line.
yeah.
If
But this is
if
these,
it was
these
called.
these aren't even the games. These are our pickup games.
Oh, these are.
are
Oh, okay. So you're not getting any free throws.
and
in the
guys
pickup game.
guys were try, like, you got to pay his dues and this and that, and they would try their worst to just physically get me to where I'd get down and wouldn't get up. And it never worked. This kid keeps coming, and I mean, I wasn't the best right away, but he knew. He saw it.
Yeah.
I think he saw something in me that others would see, but they didn't want to admit. And he took me under his wing, and man, I mean, he took care of me. He really did.
That's pretty good. I've known Linos for a very long time. As a matter of fact, just over the weekend we were at that festival.
Yeah.
And he was there. And,
Yeah, he sent me a picture of the wrestling match.
Oh, he
and
did.
I'm
So
just
you knew what we were talking about.
Yeah, I'm just like, man. If
Yeah,
the
it's
midgets
funny
ain't
'cause-
wrestling, I'm not showing up.
Yeah. So I talked to him a little bit there, and he's supposed to be coming on. I know
Yeah,
his work schedule is kind of crazy
Yeah,
because he
yeah.
works for the railroad,
Yeah,
and
he could just jump off right here after work.
He's probably
he's all over the place.
I'm trying. I want to set something up with him because I know he's got some crazy stories as well.
Yeah,
But
you
like I
talk
said,
about-
he and I go way back to the breakdancing days.
Yeah,
He was a break dancer back in the day, and
he would, when we'd get a good win, he would go to center court at Sacred Heart, do
Windmill.
a windmill.
Oh my god!
And it got to a point where it would annoy me, and I'm like, man, I could do that too. So again, when I come back from California and I'm recovering from some medical stuff, I start working on it. Like, and it got to a point where I got the windmill
Did you
down,
really?
And I was like, dude, I'm gonna shut him up. And then, at the time, I worked at Sacred Heart, so I had keys
You had
to
like-
the wood floor, so I got plenty of practice. I
That's
don't know.
funny.
One time I did something wrong. My hip hit that wood floor, and I was like,
no,
I'm done.
you're done windmilling.
I told him,
That's
I'm
hilarious.
done. But I had it down, and it was cool to try and just practice, and he would just do it so effortlessly.
Right?
And I'm just
Yeah.
like, man,
He was
I'm gonna
pretty
get
good.
it. But yeah, it's just.
Yeah,
like,
I
man.
could only do that. I could start off and do that one, and then it ended up in a
The initial
backspin.
kick and then
Yeah,
you
and then it was a backspin. And I was like, I could never figure that out.
Yeah, he could
So-
do it all.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what. Yeah, he's part of the Renegade group, and those stories will come out as soon as I get him in here.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for you, Linos.
Yeah, he's
Oh, wait,
that
well,
man's
that's-
like the mayor, man. He knows everybody.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you're still playing basketball now. What any tournaments coming up? Men's
We
tournaments?
just won Kansas City won this Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Oh, you guys did?
Yeah.
That was the one here in town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we won that. I think that's.
Okay.
I don't know how many times we won that one.
Is this because you guys lost to this team earlier and then ended up beating them in the championship game? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so we lost to them in Omaha and then Oklahoma City.
Oh, and then
And I didn't play in either of those tournaments.
Well, which is
now we know-
why.
now
That
we know why.
Explains
well,
why they.
Well, I mean, I'm the veteran of the group now, so I'm the oldest.
You're the viejito now.
But I'm not out of shape.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
You know, it's just one of the guys that really messed with our young guys.
Yeah.
like, he could score. He can score. Like he's tough. But I know how to guard him, and I keep telling the young guys, this is how you got to guard him.
Right. Okay, we're going boxing one.
No, you don't even need to do that. And I told him, I was like, just put me in. It's like, I'm gonna show them.
Let me have yeah.
I'm gonna show you guys, and then when you sub me out, I want you to guard them like that. We played them twice in this tournament. They beat us the first time. We beat them in the championship.
Who were they?
That's a combination team from Oklahoma City and Wichita.
Oh,
They
okay.
got some talent.
They got some ballers out there. Yeah.
And it's cool to see these young guys coming up. But
Yeah. What's it like to say that? These young guys coming up. I mean,
No, well,
you were the young guy out there.
yeah, but I value it, and I see a lot of these like Matt's group. Like,
Yeah.
I appreciate passing the torch on.
Okay.
And a lot of the veterans on our group, we like seeing that. We want the young guys to succeed, and they have all the talent in the world to extend it for another decade.
Yeah.
Because our group, we dominated for over a decade.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it's like, okay, guys, here's the keys to the car. Like,
Right.
we shouldn't have to do all this. And it's frustrating because they don't listen.
Yeah.
Like, you see.
Nowadays, you don't need those keys. Now you just push a button.
No, it's and those
Nothing?
games, in 2 games we played them, I guarded that dude and he didn't score 1 fucking point. And
In
that
his head, he's
that
just
made the
frustrated.
difference. I played him about 10 minutes in the first game, and we lost to them. But
Yeah.
the second one, we made adjustments.
Yep, that's what you have to do.
He
Yeah.
didn't do anything, and that made the difference.
Do you guys run any plays? You guys have set plays?
We try to. I give them stuff. It works. If they run it, it works.
That's a big if.
The young guys don't like to run stuff.
All right. I've always wondered about
When they do run it, it's
like under the goal, inbounds play under the goal. You guys?
no, not so much inbound stuff.
No?
Like a flow set, I'll tell them what to run
Okay.
because these young guys, they just want to do one-on-one stuff.
Right,
Like
yeah.
that does not work.
Yeah.
And you guys are just messing stuff up. Like, so it's kind of a fight to
Right, yeah.
get them to buy in.
You know, so this takes us right into your coaching. Now, I mean, you've been coaching for quite a while.
Yeah.
You know, so you're coaching what school? High school are you coaching at?
So I just finished at Kip Endeavor, the boys varsity team.
Okay.
And one of our teammates from that team, he was the head coach, Jacob Darrett, and he's probably one of the most brilliant basketball minds in Kansas City. And
Really?
In terms of coaching?
Yeah. I always tell people with my nephew, there's 4 people I would trust in this city with him.
Yeah.
And he's number 1.
Really?
So it was cool to be able to bring him to some of the practices and the film sessions just so he can see for himself.
Yeah.
Open his eyes, but man, he's awesome, and he did 2 years at Kip, and he just got the head boys varsity coaching job at Bishop Miege High School.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
Cool.
And man, I'm so proud of him for that because he works. He works like it's a lifestyle.
Yeah. No, that's
To
cool.
be around him and just the other coaches he brought on, it's just. I'm always trying to learn as a coach.
Yeah.
So even though I know a lot, like this is my first time around.
Yeah.
him
I
as
mean,
a
there's
coach.
always
So I'm
room for
really quiet, and I'm like a dry sponge soaking all this up. So he's like, you can talk and say stuff. I'm just going on the side and just kind of in their ears individually. Where
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, I'm just kind of like, this is awesome. And but yeah, I couldn't be happier for one of my guys.
That's cool. So you're still coaching summer,
So,
winter leagues?
I don't do club ball anymore.
Okay.
Because it was just too much. I was in the gym 7 days a week.
Dude, I know, and
Weekends
then
all day, and it got to a point where like I didn't have a personal life, and it just got to a point where like, hey, I need to pump the brakes because
Right.
something's.
You don't want to happen what happened with Art. You don't want to get burned out of basketball.
No.
That would be the worst thing.
who's Art?
No, with Art.
Yeah.
No, not with a person named
Like-
Art. I mean, what happened with him with Art?
Oh, I was like, with Art. You know what happened to Art?
Yeah, it was just.
That's what you said.
It just got.
Yeah,
to a
I know,
point.
because I knew what I meant. You
Like-
didn't understand.
I did understand.
Like I have a passion for it, and especially with kids. And it got to a point where I had 11 teams,
God,
And I see,
Damn.
boys and girls.
and
but
I remember
it
that.
was just
I don't know
me.
how the hell you did that. I struggled. I had 2 teams, and I don't know how you did it with 11.
And I would try to bring.
how's that
on
even
other-
possible?
I'm talented.
I guess.
It was. I tried to bring on other coaches, but the kids wouldn't respond to it. The parents wouldn't respond to them, and they're just like, "No, we're not playing for anybody but you." And it's
Mike or
like-
nothing.
And it's
Fuck, I'm flattered, but fuck.
But they saw
Right?
the improvements, and I loved it. I loved helping these kids and just seeing them make those leaps and then go into their high schools. And you know, for Hispanic kids, we're not known for basketball.
True.
Right.
When I was growing up, we're the doormats. We're used to getting blown the hell out. Like,
Right, yeah.
So when I came back from California, I'm like, okay, we're gonna change some things. So I started with just Matt, and then hey, Matt's 8th grade team. Hey, do you want to coach him? Sure, I have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So started coaching them. It took about 2 months, 2.5 months, because they had a good group. They picked it up, and once they picked it up, we ain't getting blown out. So
We're going to make it competitive.
we're winning. It's either we're barely losing or we're winning. And once Matt's group graduated, then came your boys group.
Yeah,
and
so
they did good.
because I think Will might have, I think, started working out with you. Then I would talk to Marty, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and bring the team in.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember the day
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I brought the team in.
Yeah.
Because I remember just the look on your face. You seen,
It's like
The
hitting
team-
the lottery almost. Like you
Right.
see certain kids come in and you're just like,
and of
Man,
course,
what did I
we
walk
had
into my
Will
gym?
and Danny.
Well, that was a false.
So,
Danny was a
I
big
mean,
guy, but
you
Danny was
see-
not a
okay, so
basketball
I had
He's
Marcos,
good for fast
Eastside, Will, Danny, little Anthony,
Anthony. Yeah.
Angel. I brought Angel
Angel's a
Dominguez
big
in,
boy.
and I remember you saw that, and you were like, and you looked at me, and you're like, hey, the jackpot.
yeah.
You know, that's exactly what you said.
And certain kids, you see them and they're just like, well, a lot of them, basketball is not their main sport. And I'm like, well, what do they play? Like football or baseball?
Right,
It's like,
yeah.
football? That means they love contact. I can teach you skill,
Do you,
but I know that these kids love to be in the gym. Okay,
do
perfect.
you guys recall who else was on that team? Jameer.
Mendez.
Yeah.
Alex.
Alex.
Yeah, Lopez? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay,
said
Jay's.
Mendez. Yeah.
Okay, so
Ooh.
Jay's boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, I think
That
Coach.
kid-
I think
that
you already
kid
had
was
him.
Special.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
kid-
So yeah, he just mixed right in with you guys.
Yeah. He was a
Yeah.
soccer player, so he could run all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
No, those tournaments were fun. I remember that was a lot. I mean, being at the Guadalupe Center a lot, that was great
Yeah.
too.
Man, hitting
Right.
the ceiling.
I know.
You
You
know,
saw his
it-
high ass shot. Every shot he shot hit the ceiling and came down.
Yeah. That,
But it's,
I mean, you literally had to learn how to change your shot
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
gym.
yeah,
For
just
one,
hitting the
because it was
spot.
shorter and shorter. This is long, right? But then when you would go play, when you would take these boys to play in the big gym, it was kind of like, man, you know, it was a little hard to transition, right? Or no?
Well, I mean, it's a little longer, but the way I run my practices, you're pretty much running nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not going to make you do sprints to do sprints. No, a lot of our drills they're covering 3 to 4 things rolled into one, and you're on the move for 2 hours straight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. We'd always you made us like take 2 dribbles and you had to get past half court or whatever.
yeah,
just
it's
pushing the
that
ball.
philosophy.
Yeah,
of, hey,
you know,
we're
as
doing
much
more
as I
plus.
loved coaching, you know, and having these boys, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little hard just to give them up, but I knew that they were in good
Yeah,
hands
and-
with you.
And it's
You
not
know, it's-
necessarily giving them up. It's
Right. It was. I mean, because I was there with you, and then
It's kind of like how when I came up through Sacred Heart in Guadalupe Centers, you had Tony Gary, you had Manuel Hernandez. They for what they did, they gave an avenue for the kids to play, but their
Yeah.
knowledge was so limited. It was an old school mentality. Hey, down with your right hand, back with your left hand.
Right.
And they both had high school level of knowledge. I went to college and I came back and I knew this much, and I came back and
Yeah.
boy, I had
Yeah.
so much knowledge, and I'm like, I'm
Hey.
gonna change some things.
and you know, you even coached the girls as well. You had a girls team, and I brought Ileana,
Yeah,
and you know, and
that's when
I need to bring her back to you, coach.
that's when I caught the girls bug, and I
Yeah,
kind of just fell in
because
love.
I mean,
with
her
it.
senior year, she wants to play ball, and you saw the team play
Yeah.
when I saw you there at West, and you're kind of like, yeah, like I can use a little help, you know. So I may have,
What are they
and I know
teaching me?
Ileana has a friend, her friend Ashley, nice height on her. Man, we could turn her into a basketball player.
Yeah, it's
you know.
just-
We might have to do something like that. You know,
Well, I mean,
work with her. I know
right now-
she could be an athlete.
I mean, if
you know,
she is.
Yeah.
It's just it's what I tell parents is, I don't care what they're wearing or how fancy it is. What are they teaching your child?
yeah,
So when you go to their practices, put your phone away and pay attention. If they're just running plays or just doing fancy dribble stuff, pull your kid out.
yeah,
Same goes with training. If you're taking them, hey, I'm getting a personal trainer, this and that. If there's more than 4 people there, don't take them because you're not getting that one-on-one.
It's not really personal,
And if
is
you
it?
got 20 to 30 kids in there at $25 a pop, you got took. And because as
I always
a-
hated basketball camps. In some certain situations, they always just felt kind of
if it's a camp, that's one thing. But if you're trying to get training
yeah.
and you want a personal trainer, you have to have that one-on-one. If there's 20, 30 kids in there, you don't get that. You're doing the same drills. Okay, I'm looking at this kid, but this kid's struggling. I can't really give him that attention because you got all these kids that need something,
Yeah.
yeah.
and it's.
So you've coached a lot of kids. You've seen a lot of talent come up. You ever play any of your kids 1-on-1? And has any of them beat you?
One.
So
this
okay. So what's
is
the
story?
What's the story behind that?
So it got to a point where I was on a streak of like 180 something, and it wasn't close. And he came in and trained with me during the summer. I think were you in high school then?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we would train, and he'd always beg, play me 1-on-1.
Right.
So that day, we played 2 games. The first one, this kid
You smoked his ass.
12 zip. He didn't even get a shot up. Second game, I'm just laughing. I'm playing with him. He starts making. No, that's how it happened. That's how it happened. I don't.
I don't remember.
And he won.
So he put his right hand behind his back.
No,
Coach Mike was playing left hand.
no. I mean, I don't.
You give him his flowers.
It's same thing with Matt. Last time I played Matt, it was 12 zip. He got 1 shot and it was tipped. And to this day, guys don't do it. And that one, it was just. And when he beat me, the first thing I did was I just laughed. I was like, "This is what happens when you play around.
Right.
Kids, don't play with your food. Just eat it and get it out the way. And
Don't play with your food. Damn it.
It was funny. But
What was that in the gym in Sacred Heart?
yeah.
I expected a plaque or something for it.
Did you?
With this record being what it was, you know?
No, it was funny. But
You still walked around that whole next for like the whole year. That'd be Mike.
It's
like,
that
no, you didn't.
mentality.
Shut up.
Like, even though you can just, I can murder you if I want to.
Right.
With these, I can do whatever I want and take away everything you
Coach,
want.
tell me you want that rematch. Let's get that rematch going.
I'm retired.
I'm ready to retire from the open and just stick to my age group.
Oh, there you go.
But no,
Okay, that was for the record. I mean, you're honest. You're not this guy.
No.
give us
Basketball,
props.
I'm too honest with it. If you beat me, it's because you beat me. It's not because I'm cheating or anything. I'm not going to shortchange this game for anybody.
No, one of the last times I remember playing with you, for the team, is I actually tore my knee that game.
Wow.
I mean, it just kind of went out that way because it was leading into like our freshman year of high school, anyways, or sophomore actually. So it was fine. It was fine and all, but I was like, oh man, because I went up for like a hard layup. I get back and I go, oh, shit, I couldn't stand. I was like, oh fuck, what happened?
I remember that.
Did you feel it pop or
No, I didn't feel nothing because I just hit that so hard and like into the layup, and I'm backpedaling back and it just went numb, and I can't stand. I was like, I can't walk. Like I had to hobble over to the bench because that's when I tore my meniscus.
Yeah,
You don't got that
I
Kobe
remember.
mentality, and you would have kept playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who was your
No, it's fine. Nothing spilled.
Who is your favorite basketball player of all time?
Of all time. So there's
Go ahead.
Say
Give me
four-
if you want to give me a top 5, you can give me a top 5.
No, they ain't top 5, but I think everybody has certain players that just draw them.
Yeah.
Like, hey, whoa. So obviously Jordan inspired me to just want to pick up that ball.
Okay.
Like the stuff he did was unreal. Then Kobe came along. Okay.
Right.
We have YouTube. We have so much access to Kobe. Like he showed you how to get better, and just things he said, his mind, and just the way he worked. Like Jordan inspired me, but Kobe showed me how to get better.
Yeah.
Like in a way that no one else could. And as I studied the game more as I got older, I'm a student of the game, so I always liked Pistol Pete Maravich.
Okay.
So back in the day, man, this guy could go. He was years ahead of his time.
Are you guys familiar with him? Pistol Pete? I mean, he had handles.
He's the all-time leading
no looks.
NCAA.
Used to carry a pistol with him.
Yeah. He's dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a widow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my fourth, is Manu Ginobili. Like,
Oh, yeah?
I saw him play. Like, I didn't really watch him play until I hit
You said, I
college.
kind of look like that guy.
No, I didn't notice that. I didn't start paying attention to him, but anywhere I would go, people would call me that. I'm like,
Really?
who is this? So anytime I shot, they would yell Ginobili, and I'm just
Because
like,
you kind of
"Who is-"
resemble him
yeah.
a little bit. And it's
And
funny.
then when I would study him,
That's
they're
funny.
like, our games are very similar.
Yeah.
He's a lefty.
Yeah.
And then when I went to college, my number was 20. So
Oh, no way.
oh my God. So anytime I touched the ball, the crowd, that's all they ever said.
And the dude was a baller too.
Yeah, and
He was a baller.
Fundamentally sound too.
But again,
Yeah.
this is where I could jump out the gym, and where I went to school at in California, like it's predominantly Hispanic.
Right.
So they're like, this isn't one of ours that can jump this high. Like,
No.
where did this kid come from? They're like, he's from Kansas City.
Yeah. Hey, I had a story like that. I went to Mexico, right? I went to Mexico City in '91. I played in a basketball tournament. There just happened to be a tournament there, so I played in a basketball tournament. Played in this game, and I only played 2 games, and they gave me the name El Payaso, which is clown. Why? Because behind the back passes, no look, it just the way I played street ball here, took it over there, and they've never really seen anything like that. So I became the clown, and then eventually I figured out, oh, this guy speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
So I was just going along with them, and it was just a fun thing, which takes us back to El Payaso, the wrestler, which is badass. And that's why I wanted to buy the mask, and I didn't.
Is it like the Hispanic version of Doink the Clown? Or
There
what?
you go. Yeah, it's kind of like that, like Doink. Yeah, I forgot about Doink. Yeah, it's kind of like
I'm a
that. But
wrestling historian.
yeah, and I
too,
remember. I
man.
think
That's-
we used to talk about wrestling back in the day too.
That's
So it's going back to then. As we're getting close here to the end, your boy Tom Brady done retired.
the goat.
The GOAT. Who's your quarterback now?
I mean, I'm not so much a football fan like that.
Okay, so
I-
but
I
you
res-
were
I
you were
respected-
when Brady was playing,
No,
or you just
I respect his underdog story.
okay?
They looked at him like, dude, this dude's slow white dude. He ain't gonna be nothing in the NFL.
Right.
He
I mean,
just proved everybody
drafted
you want
6th
wrong.
round, right? It wasn't a
And-
6th round or something when he was
Okay, and
drafted.
how many times they changed his team in New England and he's still winning? Like, you can say what you want. Like, this,
Yeah, I mean him and Belichick, they
the true underdog story of a white man
they knew
winning.
the
his IQ, his IQ
Again.
is so.
see. Yeah, and Mahomes is doing. I think he's going to start doing the same thing that Brady did. Was
He's already
I'll
doing it
take
at
less
such
money.
A young age.
yeah, he's already balling.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the money's not. He's already even said something here late, just not too long ago. The money's nothing.
It's just.
Let's just bring in the guys.
You already know he's good. It's just.
Yeah.
Time's gonna tell now.
And like I've said, he can make any baller, any receiver, any running back, any tight end look good. And look what he's done to
that
Kelsey.
shows
Look at,
how you are as the
Right.
teammate, even in basketball. If you can just,
yeah.
you don't know the impact of how much you can make somebody else better.
Right.
Like,
Do you think Scottie Pippen did that to Jordan? Because he's come out to say that Jordan wouldn't have been what he is now, what he was if it wasn't for him.
and that's hard because I was such a diehard Bulls fan as a kid. Like I would be this close to the TV when they played.
Bulls.
It sucks to see these guys, Pippen, say that.
Right. I know, right?
Jordan's not saying anything. He's just
laughing.
It's
Got a lot of
I hate
rings.
to see this type of stuff, but Jordan was doing stuff before Pippen came in.
Was it?
Individually,
I
I think Pippen made him that good? I think Phil Jackson's the one.
Phil
that
Jackson, yeah, the one who did it all. Yeah,
unlocked
the
everything.
mastermind.
He's kind of like
Right.
how Lino is. He can manage these personalities.
Uh-huh.
Um,
You have some personalities on you guys' team?
God. Yeah, it's like babysitting almost. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
but yeah, it's tough to see somebody that I revered so much come out and say something like that
Right.
towards like
Yeah.
Pippen. Also, you wouldn't be good if it wasn't for going against Jordan every day in practice.
Right. Exactly.
You guys made each other better. Like,
See, and,
doubt.
and Jordan didn't need the what do you call it?
he was already an MVP, defensive
Bring in
player
bring
of the
in
year,
the
all this stuff.
bring in the A
before-
team,
before Pippen. No, and people like, oh, it was a super team. No, they drafted
the super team. There you go.
They drafted Pippen. They traded him on draft day.
Yeah.
Homegrown talent.
Right.
Rodman, that's different. You can say whatever, but
Yeah.
Rodman came in to do one job: get boards.
Just get some
And
boards,
he
yeah.
did his job.
Yeah.
But yeah, Phil Jackson, he put that stuff together. But
Yeah. So
it's just hard to see somebody.
yeah, do you watch the NBA much?
No.
Not anymore.
I rarely watch basketball because I'm
Yeah.
around it so much that when I get home, it's literally the last thing I want to watch or be around.
Right.
And I'd rather watch wrestling. Like just to take my mind off of reality.
You would have
Just-
enjoyed it over the weekend if you were hanging out with us, man.
yeah, it's
that would
just-
have
yeah, it's-
that would have been cool. Yeah, of course, I was a Knicks fan. Growing up a Knicks fan. Don't do that to me, Mike. Don't do.
Pippen got your boy Ewing.
See,
Probably one of the
easy.
nastiest
And my boy and my boy Starks got Jordan, Grant, and Pippen, and Rodman, and everybody. Okay, yeah. They got the rings. Yeah, but Patrick Ewing was my guy.
Yeah, I mean,
And you know what's funny though
respect the old
is
school.
I used to watch Georgetown back when Ewing was playing, and I loved his game. I loved the way he played. Although that wasn't the position that I played. You know, I was more of a guard, but watching the big man play
Yeah.
was awesome, you know. And then he took it to New York and he did his thing. Yeah, he didn't win any championships, but it was fun watching. And Jordan
I
used to
rooted
piss
for
me
them.
off all the
I
time.
rooted for the Knicks when they went to play the Spurs, and then I was like, "Who's this Tim Duncan dude?"
I know, right? Tim Duncan just come out of nowhere.
And then,
Out of Wake? Was it Wake Forest?
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, this is what
I know,
happens
right?
when you draft an established senior."
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 times.
But anyway, yeah. Again, I appreciate you coming in. We've come down to the end, but I got some, real quick, some did you knows that I like to throw some did you knows out there. That way, you the sponge, you can take this stuff and, even these guys, this knowledge. Actually, I've learned the same thing. Anyway, did you know that if the Statue of Liberty was to wear a shoe, you know what size it would be? Can you? Okay. Take a guess. Easy guess.
Are we doing like regular like shoe size numbers?
Yeah. Just a shoe size. Just a number.
642.
There you go.
What do you think?
700.
All right, it was 879. That's the size of shoe.
Chris said 800.
And if they were to make shoes for her, what kind of shoe would she wear?
Jesus sandals.
She wears sandals now.
now.
Well, then why would she change it?
Exactly.
Well, they got to give. You're in New York. You got to wear the Adidas.
I was thinking Timberlands. Then if you're in New York, well, Brooklyn.
My God. Whatever. Anyway, did you know that Winston Churchill, familiar? You know
Of course,
who he is, right? The Prime Minister of the UK. He was hit by a car in 1931 in New York, crossing the street, crossing Fifth Avenue. He got hit by a car. Nearly killed him, but he survived that.
Man.
Take that knowledge with you. Man. A Darth Vader replica suit. You know how much that would cost?
Thousands.
About probably $1 million.
250.
It would actually cost $18.3 million to make a replica suit. But that would include the
voice box.
voice modifier, the breathing apparatus.
I won't lie, man. If I
Force.
had that money, I'd probably do it too.
And this is weird. prosthetic limbs. Why would you want prosthetic limbs?
Batmobile would be first.
That would be, yeah. That'd
That'd
be.
The Batmobile?
Yeah.
The original one, 1960s?
I don't know. I
No, I'd buy the Mandalorian
Chris-
from Back to the
Christian
Future.
Bale
That'd be the
Tumbler.
car.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would get that. Like, you could have a sports car all
The
you
Tumbler,
want.
was that the car or the bike?
No, that's
the car.
Oh, the
That's-
car with the big wheel on the front, right?
on
Big
the back.
wheel.
on the back.
They're on the. There's big wheels in the front, but they're
It's
bigger
the
in
Christian,
the back.
Had bigger in the back
Christian
one.
Bale
But-
one. Uh-huh.
Okay, you can drive a Lamborghini, but you pull up in the Batmobile. Ain't nobody looking at that Lamborghini, and you hear that engine. Like,
Oh, yeah.
everybody's gonna be looking at you, and yeah, I'd be like, man, I'm dressing up like Batman to drive it. Let's go
Yeah,
to the
no
drive-thru.
shit, right? Heck yeah.
What
the
do you
drive-thru.
think about Cybertruck? Have you seen that one?
No,
It's the Tesla. They haven't came out with it all the way yet, but
it'd be Batmobile.
it's
It'd be that one.
damn near close.
For real. Dang, you know what? I'm gonna try to get Darth Vader to come and sit with us.
Okay.
I'll watch. I'm gonna make it happen.
James Earl Jones.
We could dress up anybody.
Okay, yeah, though you can't let the secrets out. Come on. Okay, did you know the word strength, like strong strengths, right? It's the longest word in the English language with one vowel in it. Did you know that? The letter E, yeah. And what are the vowels?
AEIOU.
Sometimes Y.
N W.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes, it's a fact. Chris, right? Thanks for listening. Yeah. And then okay, this last one. See, and this is what I talked about earlier. So did you know the filling in a Kit Kat? Mm-hmm. Okay, Kit Kats have fillings in them.
Yeah.
That is all recycled candy bars that they, if they're making these candy bars, the Kit Kats, and if they mess them up, they grind them up, and then they make them into a paste, and they put them inside the Kit Kat.
It's the wafer,
like
right?
the hot dog of candy bars.
I know, right?
I know.
But so they recycle. They don't waste.
Yeah, but isn't
Kit Kat.
that part inside of it like a wafer?
Well, it's a wafer, but it's got there's a creamy substance in there
Oh, okay.
between the wafers.
Gotcha.
And what that is, it's the Kit Kat bar that is smashed up and made into a paste to hold the wafers together,
So they don't waste nothing.
so they don't waste anything.
Wow.
Well, how does that make sense? It's like, did they make the Kit Kat a specific way
genius.
first, and then they realized
It's like
they had all these bad versions?
it's like what came first, the chicken or the egg.
I guess the bad version or the good version. I don't
Kit
know.
Kat or the filling?
All right.
Yeah.
What came first, the Kit Kat or the filling? I don't know. Anyway,
The world may never know.
yeah,
All right.
I just thought I'd bring that up. Yeah. I thought those were nice little fun facts. But again, Coach Mike, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made the time. I know we had talked about it before. I think we text, and then finally I caught you at the West game, and then you said, "Yep, just give me some time."
Just schedule.
Let the schedule. Yeah, and that's what's tough about this too. You know, trying to get people in here and
Just coaching.
got some
and-
stories. Yeah,
Yeah, I had to leave a lot of stuff out,
yeah.
but yeah, I was just doing my best to answer your.
No, you did good.
Yeah, it was
You
great.
did good, and yeah, they were great answers. And like I said, you know, it's just sitting here talking. You know, like we used to back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, appreciate. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the Big Mockcast. Until our next episode. Adios.